Uploading a few old fights today, starting with Prince Charles Williams defending his IBF light heavyweight title against rugged Frankie Swindell. Williams wasn't always the kind of fighter you'd bet your rent money on. Early in his career, he looked like he was on his way to becoming a journeyman, but that changed when he drifted east to Philadelphia and came under the guidance of trainer Marty Feldman. I recall at least one writer comparing Williams to Matthew Saad Muhammad, the Philly legend who made his living off late rallies and miracle comebacks. That comparison is reasonable. Like Saad, Williams tended to start slow, almost sleepwalking through the early going before catching fire in the middle rounds. And like Saad, he can absorb punches, shake it off, and find a way to turn the tide. Didn't quite have Saad's physical strength or that big overhand right, but Williams was durable and seemed to get stronger as the fight went on. Now he's 28 years old coming into this fight, and he's riding a 15-fight winning streak since dropping a decision to Marvin Johnson. He's beaten Bobby Chez twice in barn burners, and this is the fourth defense of the belt he won from Chez. The stakes are big for him. If he survives Swindell, the path opens to the big money. Unification bouts against Michael Moore, Jeff Harding, or Virgil Hill. But to get there, he has to get through Swindell. And Swindell isn't the type to let a fighter glide to glory. He's a swarmer, a spark plug packed with 175 pounds of muscle, and he fights like he's chasing you down an alley. His claim to fame so far is a controversial stoppage loss to Michael Moore, a fight many thought was waved off too soon. Born and raised in Nashville, Swindell started boxing at the age of 10, and probably spent too long grinding through the amateur ranks, having close to 230 fights before finally turning pro in 1985. So that's a lot of years and mileage that he didn't get paid for. The styles here promise a toe-to-toe fight. Swindell approaches like a bulldog, while Williams is taller, but he likes to fight on the inside. So watch for his sneaky right uppercut, the same shot he used to split open Bobby Chez's defenses in their fights.
The morning when you're going to fight for the title, his second opportunity and a big one for him. Feel the electricity here. People want to see Prince Charles Williams in this country, and they're getting a chance to against a very credible opponent.
Early in the fight, very much a key. Prince Charles Williams, as Al Bernstein pointed out at the beginning of this program, notoriously slow out of the blocks. Frankie Swindell is just the opposite.
Swindell's a kind of a burly guy that's rolling his way in, that he doesn't throw combinations. We saw it in the Moore fight. He does. That's where Williams, I don't know if he wants to be there, although he counterpunched very well off the rope with the uppercut.
Williams being very active early in this fight. Obviously, Williams reads the same things as we do and knows that Swindell is a guy who likes to get out quickly. So
he certainly knows that he hasn't started as well in all his bouts as he would like. And at 27, Charles Williams, even though he's a veteran, knows he's got some following in after, which is a good thing for him to do. So he's in position to throw some more punches.
Left hand by Swindell. It was really a jab, but a crisp one.
There you see the hand speed and the combinations of Williams, but there you see Frankie Swindell, a very tough guy. Against Moore, who we saw was a murderous puncher. He didn't step back. He ultimately got TKO'd. He didn't think the fight should have been stopped, Swindell, but whatever case, he certainly lost. He will keep coming until he can't, if that happens.
Jab. This fight, through the first 3 minutes or 2 minutes and 55 seconds of it, has been exactly as it was supposed to be. Swindell stalking him, looking for the big shot. So Williams using the jab, and that is what he needs to do. In his first win over Bobby Chez, he landed 54% of his jabs, and he averaged 45 jabs a round. 86 punches a round, but 45 jabs. His numbers in the first round, 52 of his 66 punches were jabs.
So Charles Williams knows that's a big weapon for him, and he's using it. Interesting. I'm surprised Williams landed only 2 more than him, than Swindell. It looked like he might have been landing a little bit more.
may mention the hand speed of Charles Williams also. Very impressive for a guy his size. No small guy, Charles Williams.
No, that's for sure.
That was a push. That was not a punch.
But Swindell thinks maybe he did something good in there, so he marches right in and bangs to the body. And Swindell's an excellent body puncher. Now, can Charles Williams get away with that? Oh, wicked right hand by Williams. Wicked right hand. He's a quick puncher. He is a quick puncher.
Perfect fight so far.
And now he's backing Swindell up. But if you get Frankie Swindell going back, you have got something cooking for yourself, because he didn't do that very often.
This is early in the fight for that to happen, at least on Frankie Swindell's part.
Swindell coming off the ropes with the right hand. They are trading big right hands.
And Williams getting the better of it. Williams got there with 3 punches to Swindell's 1, and there's another group of punches by Williams. Swindell bleeding from the nose.
One thing we know. Well, Charles Williams has not suffered from a slow start in this bout.
Not at all. Very effective in this second round. I would have to think, I'm anxious to see the punch profile numbers for this round, because it looks like Williams is being remarkably effective.
Well, either Frankie Swindell is just eating left jabs right now. Either Swindell is not as ready for this bout as he was against Moore, or Charles Williams is just fighting better, because Swindell had his moments early against Moore, and he's having no moments to speak of really against Williams so far in this bout.
I have to say, I've not seen Frankie Swindell before, but I wrote a little note to you, as a matter of fact, man, to be honest with the folks. When he came into the ring, I said Swindell looks a little bit soft.
Just a bit. You have to wonder. They say he was sequestered in Houston training with John Tate, and doing well in his crown for the 4th time.
Also, you have to say that this is a fight where maybe the old Prince Charles Williams might have taken this. I'm not saying he'd take anybody lightly, but maybe a little bit lighter than he would normally. But you don't see any indication of that at all. And the reason I say that, of course, is that there are some big money fights out there for Prince Charles Williams. But Frankie Swindell's in his way first. He's got to deal with the business at hand tonight, and he really seems to be doing that.
Very focused, and nothing like a slow start for him. Look at that second round for him. 50%, which is superb. As a ratio of landing punches. I mentioned that Swindell was boxing with John Tate. Actually, it was Frank Tate, of course, the former Olympic middleweight and IBF middleweight champion. John Tate, I think most people picked him because they knew him probably the best of the light heavyweights. He's perhaps the most marketable. Williams doing some fine work on the inside. There's the uppercut. Now Swindell throwing a good left hook, but not enough of them. And I'll tell you, I've not seen Swindell throw so many singular punches in the past. You saw even in the tape against, the little tape we showed against Moore, Swindell normally throws lots of combinations. He is not able to get those off against Williams because Williams is so quick.
Making Swindell look very sluggish. So another very good round for Prince Charles Williams, and forget everything we said about his being a slow starter. Not tonight.
Keep it up. It's all working fine. And, you know, what they said to Frankie Swindell, I mean, it's true. He has not gotten off first hardly at all in this bout. And that's his stock in trade. That's what he does. He pushes for, even against Moore, a giant puncher and a very talented young fighter. He was going forward against Moore during a lot of that bout and punching in combination.
This is not a very pretty picture right here. Swindell is just laying on Williams.
Long trunks, too.
Yes. The champion didn't wear long trunks. That was a good left hand by Williams.
Tremendous uppercut.
Swindell continues to just hold on. So Williams is even beating Swindell at Swindell's fight.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Charles can fight on the inside. I talk about the movement and the angles because that's good for him. Normally, Frankie Swindell would be doing a little bit better in here, but he's not. And there, look, even Swindell finally throws a body shot with some conviction. That right hand may have stunned Frankie Swindell.
Might have. He took a little bit of a stumbling step after that shot. Swindell falling back into the ropes.
You know, this is is the first time I've seen Frankie Swindell look like an opponent. I mean, it's not his way. He's a young man that always wants to win. He had a great amateur career. That's the Frankie Swindell that we've seen before. The guy who wants to win badly. Look at him go after Charles Williams.
First time that he has really emerged from the shell that has been his style this entire fight. And only on the heels of taking some pretty good shots from Williams.
That's what you expect from him. But look what it did to Williams. It brought out the champion's heart in him.
Step back, step back. Blood continues from the nose of Frankie Swindell. It should be anything that's a big problem. And we'll see if Swindell can get his wake-up call here in the 5th round.
Well, he's throwing more punches, that's for sure. And throwing some with conviction. And using his jab, which you forgot about there. That's what he needs to do.
Into the 5th round. Much better round for Swindell.
That's the first time he came out and threw the first punch of the round. Wasn't a great punch, but Swindell at least threw the first punch of the round. So maybe he's starting to listen to what his corner has to say. But now, see, we talked about adjustment earlier in the evening. Now, Charles Williams says, let's see, in that last round, I got hit a little bit, and maybe I didn't defend as well. I'm going to use my natural resources in this big ring, and I'm going to give Frankie Swindell a little movement, and that's what he's doing. What a very smart tactical move on the part of Charles Williams right now.
And again, a shutout.
Got him winning every round. It's the legendary fighter like Muhammad Ali. The people that were effective against him were the people that used their jab. When Kenny Norton did, when Jimmy Young did. They could jab against Ali. Jab a jab.
What strikes me is that Williams, though, seems to throw his jab on the move more than Moore does.
Well, he does. He's more adept at it. But when Swindell can double jab and walk in, he can throw things like that hook.
Pointed out, Tony Orlando letting them fight as long as their hands are free.
And Williams ripping to the body more than Swindell is. Swindell with that head in there and Orlando warning him. Williams fighting very well off the ropes. He has for most of this bout, and being very wary of that head of Swindell.
Interesting in there that Swindell threw only 2 punches in that exchange. Williams threw 5. All of Williams got there, none of Swindell's did. In Swindell's corner, they were saying it's do or die, and we got to do.
See, now look, Swindell countered with his own jab that landed. He says, throw that punch.
Here's the story of the fight, Green. You were saying you got to out-jab a jabber. Another right hand by Swindell. Williams in retreat.
Could Frankie Swindell have hurt him with the right? He's got power in it.
Might have. Williams been going backwards since then. And another right hand, straight right hand.
Big right by Swindell. Second time in the fight he's done it, always at the end of a round.
Best punches of the fight by Swindell. And the best round of the fight by Frankie Swindell. And the 7th. They'll be back.
Jaw, it stunned Charles Williams.
Get that ice out of there. So we'll see if it's a confidence builder now for Frankie Swindell. Meanwhile, let's keep an eye on Williams, because you started to point out the fact that he now not only has to win, he has to win and impress people at the same time.
I've got him ahead 69-64 by the narrowest of margins I gave the last round to Swindell, even though Williams had really done well over the first half of it. Well, yeah, that may be unfair. Beautiful left hooks by Williams. I mean, good short left hook.
Remember, though, we're talking about the fact that Williams needs to impressive. But the fact is, this is exactly, so far at least, the game plan.
Yes. Oh, he's winning. Make no mistake about it, and winning big. And that sequence that you saw documented so well by our camera is exactly what makes Charles Williams a very, very good boxer. He has almost every offensive skill you would want, and he's also a good defensive fighter.
He really is. I know we've been yammering on about how good this division is. We did it when we were in Bismarck for Virgil Hill, and he was impressive, and we're doing it again here. We did it in Detroit for Michael Moore, and I think it's all just
As you did a couple rounds earlier, but has not been able to sustain it, and he is just getting chopped down.
big right hand hurts Swindell.
Yeah, Swindell's legs are not there.
He may go. He's in real trouble right now. And down he goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? I think Swindell was indicating to his corner that he didn't want any more, to tell you the truth. He's going to get through this round. Maybe not. At the bell.
They may stop it here.
I think they will, Al.
Yeah, he's wobbling to his corner.
It's the bell. Take a look. It's the bell.
Dr. Doggett in there taking a good look at him.
And I'm quite sure they're going to stop this fight.
So my footage breaks up here, but the fight is stopped in favor of Williams. Williams doesn't get a shot at any of the other champions, but he did make 8 title defenses before eventually losing to Germany's Henry Maska before going down in weight and getting knocked out by James Toney. As for Swindell, he blamed his performance on the weight cut and said he was dehydrated going into the fight. After this, he blows up in weight, moves up to heavyweight, and pretty much becomes the durable test for up-and-coming contenders. So that's the story for this one. 2 careers going into different directions, both in weight and trajectory. Thanks for watching.